Okay, here we are back in Grandia 2. Where we last left off, we finally arrived at the Heim Papal State, and we have to meet with Zera to find out about the whole Valmar possession thing and how to resolve it. So let's go ahead and spend the night and get this show on the road. I'll show my equips when I start walking around again, by the way. I wish to thank you all... I didn't get to read that. Hey, you did your fair share too. I didn't get to push a button for hers, it just skipped on its own. It has been quite a pleasure, and quite an adventure as well. Much remains to be done withal. The wise man still tends to the fire, though it burns brightly. Thank you so much. I just do not know how to thank you enough, my friends. It's my job, don't mention it. Don't say that, Ryudo. Excuse me. Miss Elena, come to the cathedral right now. His Holiness Zera is overjoyed by the news of your arrival. Right now? In the middle of dinner? I am not yet ready. Can this not wait? We shall bring your things later. His Holiness Zera is looking forward to having dinner with you. Please do not make him wait. No, I must not do that. Everyone, Ryudo? Don't spoil the moment, kid. By now, you know what to do. Good luck. Miss Elena, please take care. Your kindness is indeed a rare treasure, Elena. And she was never heard from again. Thank you all for everything you have done. I will not forget you. Miss Helena, she's gone. She is. And now we turn to other matters. Well, our job here's finished. Yeah, the job's done, but I'm feeling a little sad about the whole thing. Go figure. I can see it. The day of darkness is near. Valmar's moon, too. Its vile shadow is growing ever stronger. Valmar is certainly attempting to revive. You must understand this. Listen, Elena. Your mission is important, not just for you, but for the world. The darkness must be resealed and... Doing this will require all your effort. The power of Lord Granus and the divine sword, the Granus Saber. You must find it, no matter what. Fail, and the world is doomed. I understand. You must succeed in order to remove the darkness within you as well. You must prevail. I understand. I will not let you down. Never been one for goodbyes, or hellos. Can't help but feel a little bit sad when someone like her leaves. Yes, were Miss Elena with us, we would be able to see the inside of the cathedral. I presume it interests you. Yes, Miss Elena often spoke of the confrontation between light and darkness, but I don't quite understand at all. Light, darkness, Granus, Valmar, can't tell them apart. As well, I am not versed in matters of religion, so we might just find something out there. Mr. Ryudo, I presume. What is this? I'm busy. Didn't your church drill some manners into you, or did it just drill through your head? I apologize for my rudeness, Ryudo. The Pope has called for you. Please come to the cathedral right away. Look, I realize word of my amazing singing voice has spread everywhere, but I'm not interested. His Holiness Zera has a special request. Please bring your companions also. I beg my leave. The Pope has a special request? Sounds like the first line of a really bad joke. What kind of person is His Holiness Zera? I understand he is said to be the sage who will save the world. Which isn't nearly as impressive as the sage who will save his breath. This better be quick. So let's head on out into the street. I got some wine at the bakery. Would you mind if I had just a couple of sips, you know? I do not understand your situation, but you must do what your heart tells you is right. Oh, right. Well, I made a pledge to stop drinking for the sake of my late wife and my son back home. What's the matter? Are you resting? Do you feel sick or something? I've got to watch the squeak boss... What? To make sure they don't escape from their pasture. Did you guys already go to the pasture? Well, go have a look. It's got the best view around. Very refreshing, and there are lots of those whatevers lying about. Where is this pasture anyway? Go straight down the road behind the inn, and you can't miss it. It's a great spot. You should really go see it. Behind the inn? Kind of curious as to what these things are, to be honest. Gee, aren't these things disgustingly cute? I find it amazing how such little creatures can still grow so big. Wow, this is a pretty big area. Particularly stubborn animal or songstress. Well, now that we know what those things are, let's blow this pop stand. I know what we'll have for our family breakfast. Some homemade bread coated with lots of squeak bob butter. Our family can hardly start a day without eating some of it. We better start making it. Your whole family gathers for breakfast? Wow, I'm quite envious of you. Too bad Elena is not with us. We need to get to the cathedral now. I wonder what happened to Elena. Well, let's check out the bakery. So Ryudo's cracking up apparently. Now there is a item that you can buy. I can't remember if it's bread or what, but it gives you 50 MP back. I bought like 5 of those for Roan. House 2, House 1, Library, House 3. This is a pretty big place. If I know anywhere, I think it was somewhere important, you know? I'm impressed. Yep, those guys didn't take a vow of poverty or anything. Quite remarkable in its proportions, the thoughts of its architect twist and wind almost palpably through the sculpted stone. So, is it me, or did Moreg's character suddenly sharply change? Before he seemed like a brute, I guess, when we first met him and everything, and now he's basically turned into Beast from X-Men. How beautiful. It must have taken forever to build. You must be Mr. Ryudo. His Holiness awaits in the audience chamber. Stop gawking. Move it. So, let's get this over with. Mr. Ryudo, please go inside. I'm sorry, but your companions must wait outside. But they told me to bring them. What gives, man? Didn't he say my friends could come? At least we're on the same page here, Ryudo. He has important things to discuss with you, so... Oh, it is alright. I don't mind. I can wait. Can I at least wait somewhere interesting? Ah, our library is most interesting. There you'll find many important books about the doctrine of our church. Mr. Ryudo, can I talk to you really quick? There might be some interesting information at the library. I will check it out. Clever boy. More clever than other little boys I know. Yeah, that's no way to talk about Moreg. So, may I lead you two to the library? And the other important thing is we finally established Roan's gender because, like, he's wearing a helmet called the Sisterhood, which made me suspect that, like, the character's gender may not be consistent. I can't quite tell. Like, there are times where I'm led to believe Roan is actually a little girl. Like, here we're being told he's a boy. I don't know. We'll see how things play out over the course of the story. Go lead. Well then, Mr. Ryudo, please go in. You two, this way, please. This way. He said this way. Ryudo, we'll be waiting in the library. Yeah, I'll meet up with you later. Well, that's ominous. The service is still in progress. Please be quiet. This way.
Bring to this world light, peace, and harmony.
Your Holiness Zera, please calm our anxious hearts. What can we do to rid the world of the terrifying darkness?
Light a match.
You must bolster your soul. If you leave no chink in the armor of your soul, then the darkness will be forced to leave.
Please save us from Valmar.
You must not falter. We must all not give in to darkness. I cannot save you. You must save yourselves.
Your Holiness Zera, please lend me your ear.
Yes, what should we do?
What will happen to the world?
Quiet! We are here to bring peace to the world. How can one do so in a panic? Everyone, please, calm down.
Yet, Your Highness Zera, the recent rumors of the revival of Valmar are not going away. I have even heard reports that the rumors might be true. Right, High Priestess Celine? At this rate, the day of darkness seems unavoidable.
But we must not strike fear in the hearts of the people we are trying to save. Doing so would surely go against the will of Lord Granus. What do you say, Cardinal Olo?
Oh, when the day of darkness comes, the world will most definitely be destroyed. I don't know what we can do.
Celine, do not misunderstand me. I'm not saying that the action the Cathedral Knights took was wrong. But you went too far. You must not frighten the people away from Lord Granus.
Yes, Your Holiness.
You must all remain on guard, so that darkness cannot take advantage of you. Please, everyone, back to your rooms.
Ah, Mr. Ryudo, please come. Nice speech. Please, accept my apologies. I did not mean to make you wait. I'm sorry for having called upon you on such short notice, but my request is not an ordinary one. Please, to the next room. Elena? thank you for what you have done on Elena's behalf, but now I have a special request to make. Before we get to that, tell me, what about Elena? Will she be alright? You ask if the presence of Valmar can be driven from her. Sadly, I must tell you that it is beyond even my power. However, if the Sword of Granus can be recovered, there may yet be hope for us all. This is why I have asked you here. Keep talking. I want you to find the divine sword, the Granus Saber. The sword which slew the Dark One must be returned to us if light is to be restored to this world. You still haven't made an actual request, but I get the idea. Yes, Elena has told me much, enough for me to know that you are the only one capable of contending with the darkness. Naturally, this request must appear absurd to you. However, as your reward, we shall give you whatsoever you request. Suddenly, this conversation has become more interesting. However, when you depart, I wish for Elena to accompany you. Why bring her along? You sure you don't want to cast a few wards against Valmar instead? Unfortunately, we can do nothing more for Elena now. We would be unable to protect her from Valmar, even if she were to remain here. She'll be safer with you, Mr. Ryudo. You're right, your request is absurd. The pieces of Valmar struggle for dominance, each attempting to devour the others in order that the darkness will be restored. According to prophecy, once the pieces unite, the day of darkness will come upon us, and all mankind will be destroyed. So what do? Sharpen a pointy stick? Lord Granus has yet to recover from battle. Thus our world heads toward darkness, lacking the guiding hand of light. So instead of carving that pointy stick, we should probably just set it on fire for light. Were we to possess the Granus Saber, we would at least be able to bring back some of the light of Lord Granus. Or you can light the stick, just saying. Then, can Elena be saved and our world protected from the advent of the day of darkness? Any idea where this sword might be? Unfortunately, our holy book says only that it rests within the Legion of Darkness. I'm sorry, that's not vague enough for me. Could you be a little less specific? I need some time to think it over. I will wait until tomorrow for your answer. I prepared rooms for you, so please stay here tonight. But I see that I have tired you. Rest and return tomorrow, but please consider my offer. I hope you will accept it. Elena, are you alright? Has something happened? Do not worry about me. I just want you to think long and hard about Pope Zera's request. Even among the followers of Granus, there is less and less solidarity. Perhaps my abilities are lacking. To save the world, we must ask your help to find the divine sword, set to rest with the Legion of Darkness. I can't give you an answer immediately. I need to think it over first, etc., etc. Elena, what's with you? Ryudo, do as he asks, please. Not for me, but for everyone, the world. Well, that was brief. What could His Holiness be thinking of? At this rate... Cardinal Oro. Ryudo, I believe was your name. Just what did His Holiness Zera tell you? Huh? He asked me to find some divine sword. I see. I question His Holiness's selection of his emissaries. A task this great surely requires someone with more experience. Careful with your words, aren't you, old man? I'd be as careful with my judgment were I you. Experience I have, patience I don't. Insolence. Listen well, stripling. It is best you abandon your search, for it is not for a churlish whelp to find the Granus Saber. Tell you what I'll do. I'm going to ignore you, and then I'm going to leave. You just stay there. Stay. Stay. Good boy. Ashes. What could His Holiness Zera be thinking? That fool boy's insouciance? I'll be honest, I've never seen that word before. Will be our ruin when the day of darkness comes. Whatever shall we do? So, library I think is over here. gonna use this real quick, not just because we've been through, what, 20 minutes or so of scenes? Well, kind of. I did spend some time on the farm, I guess. But that's definitely making me suspect that there may be a fight before we leave here. Holy Book of Granus, Book 1. Know ye that long before the present age, man dwelled amidst the light, and that light was love, and man called the light Granus. The earth was filled with exceeding bounty, honey and milk issued from its secret founts. Then darkness also issued its seed. The souls of men were as vessels, for the bane of light, and called the darkness Valmar, the tempter, devourer of souls. And there were those who named the darkness God, and glutted in desire and lust, thence blotting the light from their eyes. And they were not satisfied, the light should anoint the earth, so that those who side with the light moved to oppose them. Their war was a fire consuming the earth, and the skies hung thick with fat and bone. What the hell? I don't know. Translation maybe? This man called the Battle of Good and Evil. Book 2. Misery joined in equal ruin for 6 days and 7 nights, and on the 7th day darkness and light sought a reckoning. The hand of light gripped its blade, great and terrible, and the cloak of darkness was as its shield. Thus were they armed for war. Truce struck the blade of light, and the darkness was cleaved and was not. Then did the blade pierce even the earth. The seas boiled and were scabrous. Okay. And long the land wept. Even so the earth was riven, and its wound man named the granite cliffs. Then did light move to seal those parts of darkness that yet remained, for in its fall it did not remain whole. Those who had named the darkness God were in like fashion named the people of darkness, and they did hide their faces from heaven. Content in its work, the light blessed the earth, and all was made well, and then, wounded, the light fell in a heavy slumber. The light will burn in our hearts and will not expire, this men swore, for the God of light shall return to claim the earth. And the sword of light, called the divine sword, came to rest with the legion of darkness, in remembrance of their betrayal. And there was peace. Yet after this, a new moon was hung in the heavens, its face gazing balefully down towards the earth. It was an ill omen, swollen heavy with foreboding and dread, and it was said that darkness yet had power. And again the souls of men were sifted and tried by the darkness as it sought to bring about the day of its return. This man called the day of darkness, for the light will depart, and the dead shall rise to the throne of judgment. Know ye that this is the last judgment, when all will be weighed and found lacking, and all brought to ruin. The works of man will be brought low, the darkness will set at naught, and all man's labors in preparation for its terrible rebirth. Know, my brethren, that Valmar is yet at the door. Gird yourselves with light, for our purpose is one. This must not come to pass. So I was told there, at certain points of the game, there are books to find. So these are the 3 books inside of the church. There was the secret to the long marriage way back in what, Carbo, was it? This script is unfamiliar to me. Wow, this is really interesting. Oh, Mr. Ryudo. And is the Mr. has a period after? Okay. What did he have to say? You mean when he was actually talking out of his mouth? Nothing that wasn't completely ridiculous. So he wants you to find the divine sword in order to halt the day of darkness. A dubious undertaking, we walk unguided through shadows. The only clue is the words, the divine sword rests with the legion of darkness. You find anything else about that? No, not in this place. Anyway, and there it is again. Mr. Ryudo, you ought to read some of these books too. They have lots of details about Valmar and Granus, and the battle of good and evil, the day of darkness, and even the divine sword. Dinner awaits in the other room, and books do not spoil or grow cold without use. Black midnight age. The time of judgment has come, since once forgotten return to sink the soul, for the day of darkness has come at last. The light is swallowed by growing shadow. Demons boil up from the earth, those who remain moan in dread with their last breaths. For the dead rise from the grave, bringing judgment to the world with brimstone and flame. Now is the time to beg for deliverance. Do not allow darkness in your soul. Darkness is ruin and destruction, and the judgment of the wicked eternal. And there's our day of darkness. It is so. This is what everyone's afraid of? Dead people? Yes. Look, even if the dead came back somehow, how hard would it be to kill them again? They didn't do so well the last time around. But if that really did happen, it would be terrible. Not going to happen. So, I'm going to go back to the first book over here. That's why I'm not reading this, in case you're wondering. We'll come back. But it's fairly long. Okay, Book 1, Golden Dawn Age. Neither darkness nor light split the heavens, but suffering and pain, the groaning of the earth, the wailing of men huddled and fearing the storm's wrath, the violence of nature, living in blindness, tooth and steel gnashing the air, lives spent in desperation, turning in the gyre, an endless throb of misery, and then an uneasy sleep. Life slipping, passing without note, the names of the dead unused, unremembered. Great, now I'm depressed and bored. Maybe it gets better. It doesn't. Chapter 2, Silvery White Light Age. The light descended then, and the chaos was bound. The rivers of blood were dammed. Their eyes were opened, This the light did. No longer did man war with his brother. This was paradise. The light of peace is Granus, and the God whose praises we sing. Yet there were those who hated the light, who turned their eyes from its measureless love. The light fell upon their backs, casting long shadows on the earth. Darkness was birthed. Valmar, apparently? Yes, these are the holy annals of the ages of the gods. They describe the battle between Granus and Valmar. In an annoyingly roundabout fashion, the Holy Book of Granus is said to have been based on this text. There is more. Let's keep reading. Chapter 3, Red Twilight Age. Hold on. Okay, the color scheme made me wonder. I don't know if you're familiar with the Magnum Opus, but that's the thing that, or the name of the 3 Realians, or whatever Rubido was from Xenosaga. Step 1 in alchemy is Nigrido becoming black, basically melting down the raw materials. Second step is albedo, purification, turning to white, which was why the second book, if you remember, was silvery white. And then it's debatably whether there's 3 or 4 steps, but the third step is either turning yellow or turning red. Red being rubido, where the purified material comes to life. So, kind of curious if this is related to the Magnum Opus or not. Those who followed light warred against those called demons, who likewise named them Gowlers. For 6 days and nights the earth was torn and turned to coals. Then came the 7th day. The light drew its sword, great and terrible. Darkness drew its cloak about its face. And a day and night were fire and lightning, until each had run the other through. The sword of light pierced the earth, raised the boiling sea, sinking the bursting land. Thus did the darkness fall in 7 pieces, sealed by the followers of light, into the depths of earth. Then did a new moon rise. Fear struck those who followed light. Still they await the return of darkness. Still the people of darkness conceal themselves in the earth, and still the divine sword rests with the legion of darkness. Can't read this anymore. It's boring, it's stupid, and it's badly written. And what the hell is a Gowler? One who would imprison another. An interesting choice of words to describe those who followed Granus. I don't understand how you can read this stuff, kid. Well, I've liked reading these books ever since I was little. Yeah, 4 is black. What was book 1? Kinda wish there was a way to speed through this, but it should only take a few seconds, I guess. Come on. It's been 10 seconds so far. What was book 1? Gold, okay. So they do have the correct colors of the Magnum Opus, but they are not in the correct order. Gold can be the 3rd step. I forgot what exactly it's called, something like xanthosis or something. That's the enrichment process before coming to life. And if nothing else, you've learned here that I know way too much about alchemy. I heard that dinner's ready. It'll be ready very soon. It's a good thing we stopped to read all those books, huh? Please wait a little while. What good is it to chase after fancy now that the threat of darkness is upon us? No one has ever found the divine sword. How can he be so nonchalant about matters of such weight? I must consult my auguries for some means of holding back the darkness. So, he's going to get possessed, I assume? This is an evil sign. The day of darkness draws near. What? This light. Valmar's moon. Millennia's on the prowl from the sound of the music. The wings of Valmar! Valmar, here in the cathedral! Someone, come, quickly! Truly, bread is the body's life, as the earth is to all that spring from it. So also a fine bread is loan for the soul. Well, this bread is delicious. Mr. Ryudo, are you going to eat? Roan, Mareg, I'm going to look for that damn sword. I thought you would say that. This sword interests me, for I have not heard before of its like. You two coming along? It was evermore my intent. Please, let me come along too. I could use your help, and I appreciate it. If it is as His Holiness Zera says, this has meaning for me too. What do you mean? Well, you see... Damn it, not again. We're eating! Please excuse me. I am told that Valmar has taken human form and entered the cathedral. Have you seen any suspicious persons? No, no one has been here. Please excuse the interruption. I must go. Must be Millennia. What the hell is she thinking? Well, there goes dinner. I hope she's happy now. So let's try going to the right side. Balcony. Found her. This looks ominous. Millennia? So you're gonna look for the Grandia Saber, right, Ryudo? You, what the hell are you doing here? You're practically standing on the dinner plate of Granis. Like I care. If Granis ever wakes up, the big god can smack me stupid. As long as I get to follow you around again, Ryudo. I don't think you've thought this through. See, when we find the sword, we're going to use it to stab evil people. Oh, you're concerned about me? No one has ever been such a gentleman to me before. Just do what you think is best. I don't think you understand what I'm saying here, Millennia. Don't worry about me. I know what I want, and we're running out of time. And just like that, we're back. So, what now? His Holiness Zera is waiting. That was kind of anticlimactic. Well, Mr. Ryudo, have you made up your mind? One question. When we get the Grandia Saber, will it belong to you or the church, and how will it be used? The sole purpose of the sword is to strike down Valmar. As such, it belongs to none, for this great hope Granus has given to us all. I'll take your word for it. Time to rock. We'll find the Granus Saber. But not for the sake of Granus or the Church. Ryudo. Look, I'm sick of all the suffering in the world. If Granus won't do anything about it, then someone has to. Well, well, Mr. Ryudo. Elena, you should leave now as well. Your soul brims with light. Be strong in your mission and do not yield your heart. Yes, Your Holiness Sarah, farewell. Lord Granus spoke to me last night. I'm permitted to tell you this. Ryudo must face the past should he desire the divine sword. You should remember this. You should also take this along. It is sure to be useful. Book of Priests acquired. Elena, take care, and remember well our words. Your Holiness. Ryudo, thank you for accepting this request. I wasn't going to let a dainty little princess mince and prance about without her faithful and obedient bodyguard. Oh, Ryudo, you... Miss Elena, we're together again. Our paths again are as one. It is good. Thank you, everyone. Come on, let's get moving. So, one bad part about getting this new book is I have pretty much spent all of my points. You can see I have 23 magic, and this is going to use magic. Oh no, it uses both. So, health, not sure what mental means. Forest water. This is not bad because the one egg, I forgot which one it is, that has the ice spell. This can actually give me a second offensive mage rather than just relying on Roan to blow up everything. There is some good news there. Mr. Ryudo, we beseech you to take on the mission of finding the divine sword. Look, I don't like the thought of anyone else suffering. I'll find the sword, but it's up to you to do something with it. We understand that. We'll be thinking of how the divine sword can be used to help those in need. And that was a lot of scenes. And we still have more to go before we can leave. Never thought we'd travel together again. I'm counting on you, Elena, okay? I feel the same way, Ryudo. Roan, Mareg, and Sky too. I'm counting on all of you. This time, it might be more difficult for us. Difficult times are indeed upon us. Welcome is the comfort of friends in this hour. That's right. Traveling would not be fun at all without you, Miss Elena. But where to travel to? The divine sword is held by the Legion of Darkness. We can't just knock on their door, grab it, and run. I am not familiar with this divine sword. I remember, in the holy book containing a passage, the people of darkness continue to hide deep in the bowels of the earth. Is it a metaphor, or is there more substance in it? Perhaps it is with these people we shall find the Legion of Darkness. Perhaps, if we visit the kingdom of Siram where I live, we might be able to learn the meaning of those words. Got a lead? No, I just thought we might learn something useful. What other knowledge have we which would intimate a course of action? Something about confronting my past, which probably means Melphus. Surely it could be none but he. Melphus, a long time it has been, brother. Now, you two. Anyway, the kingdom of Siram, what is it like? Well, climate is warm and there is lots of water, very good country. We don't need a weather report, kid. We need to find some leads, and we might as well start in the kingdom of Siram. The kingdom of Siram lies to the east of the Heim mountains. Come on, let's go. Okay. So, it's definitely looking like there's not going to be any combat in this episode. I'm going to go to the inn, drop a save, and we'll pick up here next time. So, new mission, etc., etc. And before I actually do save, I said I'd show you my equipment so you can see. Ogre Saber, Lion Field Garb, Swordfish Helmet, Mock Boots, Bonds of Trust, Mist Egg, Sister Staff, Robe, Hat, Winged Boots, Mirage, Earring, Holy Egg, Warp Knife, Illusion Clothes, Sister Hat, Heavy Boots, Rune Necklace, Chaos Egg, Dragon Slayer Axe, Ancient Cuirass, Ogre Helm, Giant Shoes, Bonds of Trust, Gravity Egg. Oh yeah, the skills, I almost forgot. So you can see Strength, Toughness, Pirate's Ring. I'm guessing, like, whenever you hit a level that ends in 0, you get an additional slot. We'll see. Magic Recover, Speed, Abandonment, Magic Power, Intelligence, Sapphire Chant, Dash, Life Up, Toughness. Do we have to stay the night before we can go? Not sure. But anyway, that's it for now. Until next time, I'm the Hero of Light. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.